Hey y'all, Tom, ND3 here, me, ND3N here, and thanks for dropping by my little shack in the corner for a ham shack chat. This time we're going to be discussing how to put a keyboard onto your TS-890, how to transmit CW, how to record CW messages, how to transmit those messages, all using your keyboard and menu settings and stuff like that. We're also going to cover FSK and PSK. Then at the end we'll wrap it all up in a nice bow. I'll pop my please likes and subscribes, or well, I don't do subscribes. I figure if you want to subscribe you will. I don't ask for them. But a week or so ago, a fellow by the name of Daryl. So right now we can all blame this on Daryl. But he left a comment for me, and it was in a result of this particular video. And he said, "Geez, this is really nice. Can you do the same thing for CW, PSK, FSK, and oh, by the way, can you tell us about how to do a keyboard?" Well, I wrote him back. I said, "Well, listen, Daryl, I'm a little tight right now, but you know what? I found some time." And so let's talk about the keyboard first. I had this old keyboard from a previous shack radio, and the radio, or not radio, the previous shack computer, and it was just sitting out there long. I still got the computer out in my garage, but I brought this in and I plugged it in, and what you want to do is go to the USB right here, or you can also plug it into the USB in the back. For permanent installation, I'd recommend using the one in the back. The reason is that way you can still use this one to plug like a thumb drive or whatever in there if you want to record something under the thumb drive or update your software, stuff like that. But as you can see, it's pretty darn big. I mean, it takes a lot of space there, right? I mean, it's just really big. So I happen to have another one. This one is a wireless keyboard. A little bit smaller, but still taking up a lot of space. So looking around and saying, well, what do I want to do? I mean, how do I want to do this? I said, well, let me look, see what I can find on Amazon. So I went on Amazon and found this one. Yes, nice, small. You plug your wireless adapter right in there, and it's a happy camper. Great little keyboard. I do have it. I do have a link down in the video description for this particular keyboard. It's an Amazon link. I am an Amazon affiliate. I have never made a penny from it. Just come on, one of you guys buy this keyboard. But you know, I didn't do that. That was just kind of an experiment. I put a lot of stuff down in my affiliate stuff. I do reference them once in a while. Also have some t-shirts and stuff like that, but I'm only going to put the keyboard down there. I'm also going to put this little dummy load. It's just a little tiny dummy load. It's good for 15 watts forever, and I've got my radio set on 5 watts into a dummy load. So everything I'm going to do will be there, but there's a link down below for that. I also included the link, if you don't want to buy it there or you don't have one in your junk drawer, for the PL259 bullet between them. So, should we get on and see what we can do on the computer or on the radio? Let's do that. To get your keyboard ready to work with your radio, there are two menu functions on the radio that you need to select. So we'll go to our menu. We're going to go to Group 9, which is a USB keyboard. We're going to select that, and you want to set 9-00 to send message by function key, and turn that on. The next is 9-01, which is the keyboard language. In this case it's English, which is the default. It also has Japanese, UK English, French, French Canadian, German, Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, Spanish, Latin American Spanish, and Italian. There's a few things that need to be set on the radio to make sure that you're ready to work CW. So, the first thing is to put it in CW mode. And that's good. And let me just take a short break here to assure you that I am not transmitting. I've got my radio set at 5 watts and I'm using a little dummy load that I picked up. So I'm transmitting into dummy load, which is rated 15 watts full power. I'm transmitting 5 watts into that dummy load. So we're in CW mode. The next thing you want to do is set your beat frequency oscillator. If you look up here in your little transmit window right there, you'll see the 800 in the middle. That's because I'm set to 800 hertz. Say you wanted to set it to 780 hertz for whatever reason. You can set it wherever you want. You want to use the mic pitch knob, which is right here, and I'm going to turn, it's the center knob of the dual knob system, and you'll see there we go. I'm now set at 780. I'm going to put it back up here to 800 because that's where I like to listen to. And you just want to have a comfortable listening frequency, whatever's comfortable for you. Anything from 100 hertz up to 1,000, maybe more. Next, select your delay time. That is displayed right up here in the corner. It says full break. Full break means that when your last DIT or DAW completes sending, it will immediately switch you back to receive mode. Now, if you want to have a bit of a delay, you can. There's absolutely no problem with that, but you might not hear, it probably won't switch back to receive mode. Just say if you set it on 10, it probably won't switch back to receive mode between characters or between words. Now select your sending speed. Your sending speed is going to appear right up in here, and it's controlled using the key knob. The key knob is right here, and it's the center next to the delay. The delay is the outer. The key is inside, so we turn that, and you can see I had it set to 20 words per minute. If you're more comfortable down around 10 or 11, you can do that. If you want to be one of those hardcore guys, you can set it up. It goes as high as 60 words per minute. Best I've done was 35 words per minute, but for our purposes here, we'll leave it at 20. The last thing you want to do is to ensure that your Vox is turned on. Starting with CW mode, first we're just going to learn how to do transmit. We're not going to bother with message stuff yet. We start by going into CW mode. Then we're going to turn our decoder on by pressing the F5 key. You see the decoder highlights right there. We're going to type something into the mode. Let's see. Typing something into the type box, and we're going to hit enter. Now, I'm going to show you another thing. I'm just going to enter some garbage characters in here, and we're going to repeat that by pressing, I typed and pressing enter on the keyboard. Now I realize that my cat has walked across my keyboard. It happens sometimes. I simply press the escape key. That immediately ends the transmit. The escape key on my keyboard, not the escape key over here. Now, we're going to turn on quick. Quick is a good rag chew thing. And you'll see that the quick has lit up here in the pink background. And I'm going to start typing. So you can see it did not wait for me to hit enter, it just immediately sends it. And that's it. Now we'll move on. Recording a message into a memory function key. And here I'm talking about these keys, but I'm also talking about function keys on your keyboard, which is very handy to be able to do. First thing we want to do is turn off quick. Then we're going to select CW message under F6. That brings this up. Let me go more. That brings up channel 1 through 4 over F2 through F5. Next brings up your next 4 channels, channel 5 through channel 8. Again, F2 through F5. We'll just click next again. That's going to bring that up. Now we're going to press and hold channel 1. You see that the channel 1 turns yellow with a cursor in it. And we're going to type a message here. This is our first message. We're going to hit F6 and save it. We're going to go to more, and we're going to select repeat. And right over here next to the channel, you will see a little circular racetrack show up. So that is now set to repeat. Now we want to return to our menu by clicking more, clicking on CW decode, which will bring us up here. We do want to set the interval that this is going to repeat. So we're going to go to menu, we're going to group 5, and down here under menu item 516 is the voice message repeat interval time. Right now I have it set for 2 seconds. That's for the purpose of demonstration. I usually like it either 3 or 4 seconds. Default is 10 seconds, but you can go up to 20 seconds if you want. The purpose I try to keep it at 3 or 4 is I was told years ago by an Elmer that was helping me learn how to contest that when you are calling CQ and someone is scrolling across the band looking for someone to work, they want to either come up with you, hear you working someone, or seeing you call CQ. And then they can know that it's time to stop and do what they got to do. If I had it set at 10, they could scroll right past me. Certainly if I had it higher than that. I've selected either 3 or 4 depending on the contest to give me that repeat. But let me show you that you can take it down to 0 seconds Obviously, that's not going to do anybody any good because I'm not going to hear anybody come back to me. You can go, let's see how far up we can go. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, you can go all the way up to 60 seconds. I guess that might be fine if you're doing a fox hunt or a beacon or something like that. I like to keep it around 3 or 4, but for the purposes of this demonstration, we'll leave it on 2 and save it there. Now we are going to exit our menu, and there are things there. Now, you can go into CW message and press, I gotta see, okay, there it is, and press 1. So there we go now, and it starts repeating. So we're going to stop it. I'm going to go to CW decode. Now on my keyboard, I'm going to press F1 now. You see the wait, the yellow wait comes up. That's the pause between the messages. And it's going to continue on until I click on the escape key, which I will do now. I'm escaped, it stopped. Now let's enter a second message into message slot 2. We're going to go to CW message, go to more, and we're going to press and hold the channel 2 until it lights up. And this is our second text. You see, you can back up and do stuff like that. And now we're going to save it with F6. We're going to just select channel 2 one time. We're going to stop that. You're going to go to more, select F6 CW decode, and this time I'm going to press my F2 key. This one is not repeating because we don't have our little racetrack, which is showing up right here on that one. And that's how you program CW message into the CW channels and set them up to repeat if necessary, and a couple different methods to actually transmit them. Now we come to discussing FSK and PSK. The reason we're going to do them both at the same time is the instructions are identical, with of course the exception of the mode selected. So we're going to start off by selecting the FSK mode, which brings this up. Now, very simple, we're going to type in, this is a test. Put a bunch of periods out there, and you'll see why. Now, you simply, on your keyboard, press the F12 key. And you can see I am sending away. To end it, you press the F12 key again. Now, let me type something new in there. This is another test. And I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to press F12, then immediately press F12 again. So, watch this. So I turned on transmit. The second F12 showed that I could actually, it would complete the message before switching back. Now let's type in one more. By the way, this can be up to 143 characters long. So I think that's kind of close to how Twitter used to be before they increased. So I put a bunch of things in there. Now we're going to press that F12 key on our keyboard. Now you see I am sending and sending and sending. And then I realized that my cat walked over my keyboard and I don't want to send the rest of it. Press escape. And that cancels out that message. Now we're going to save a couple of messages. And we do that by clicking on memory, which is here. If it's not showing up there, you just toggle through using the more key on F1. But F5, memory. Now we've got a message. We got channel 1 selected, but we're going to put it on. We're going to click on message, and you can see this pops up. We're going to type in our once we got what we want to type up there, we're going to click on save. Now we're going to come down here, we're going to put in a second one. Press message, F5. And we're going to save it. Now that we've saved it, we're going to go back. You should hit escape. And once again, we're going to press F1 on the keyboard. Now you'll see that that went all the way through, and the reason is, I'm going to go back to memory. See the Auto TX and Auto RX? Auto TX, Auto RX. You can deselect those if you want, using that. You can also, can you send from here? I don't know, let's find out. Yes, you can. And it switches over. Now, if you get too much stuff up here, you can press and hold the F4 button. That cleans everything out. Now that we've demonstrated that, to do the PSK mode, all you would have to do is select PSK mode and then repeat everything. And I'll show you the F12 trick. And notice that in PSK you can use upper and lower characters. And this is the double F12. Just like there. Memory is saved the exact same way, and I'll show you that. Again, here we go. I happen to have one saved here in channel 1, so we'll demonstrate that. We will go back, and I'm going to hit my F1 key. Again, you got a bunch of characters to work with. And that concludes the radio part of the demonstration. Now back to my pretty face. And that's it. I hope you noticed that FSK and PSK, RTTY and PSK, do not have the quick function, nor do you have the ability to set up a message to repeat. So if you're running a channel, you're just going to have to push that button over and over and over and over. So what have we learned here? We learned about keyboards, how to attach them to the radio, and I have since confirmed that plugging it into the back or plugging that little dongle into the front makes no difference. It works identically. If you are using a corded keyboard, you can run the key up under your radio and up the back. But it's the only USB port in the back, so you'll be good. Well, you know, the little USB-A port. Then we went on. We covered CW. We talked about how to send a message just by typing in, hitting enter. We talked about sending a message using the quick function. We talked about putting memories in, making them repeat, how to start them, how to stop them, and you know, how to have multiple messages in there. Then we went on to FSK. We went over, you know, basically go into FSK, type it out, push the button, you know, F12 button, and push it twice. It'll just send the message and stop. Really cool. PSK, a brief review of that, just kind of showing you what I had set up, but not as in depth. But again, FSK and PSK, with the exception of the mode select, are identical. So it's time for us to say goodbye, and I do thank you for dropping by my little shack in the corner. Oh, one more thing that we learned. We can blame Daryl for this. Okay, thanks for dropping by my little shack in the corner for a ham shack chat about keyboards and CB messages, or CB messages, CW messages, FSK, RTTY, and PSK. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. Please, if you liked what I presented, if you liked the way I presented it, please give me a like. If you if you have some friends who are considering a TS-890, then maybe share this with them. And as always, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have any questions. I answer all comments within 24 hours, usually a lot faster than that. And as a matter of fact, this video came as part of a comment. So if there's something more you'd like to see, I have the TS-890, I have the FT991A, and I got several handhelds. If there's something you want demonstrated, fine. You've seen my other ones where I just kind of put my opinion out. Well, those seem very popular too, but if you'd like to hear my opinion on something, at the very least, I'll tell you, I got no opinion on this. But some people say this and some people say that. So, hope to see you next time around. Until then, 7-3. Thanks for dropping by my little shack, and we already went through that. So I'll just say, I'm Tom, ND3N, and I'm out.